Look, Akon defends Big Meech amid feud with 50 Cent. Look, let's get into the content and roll it. You know what I mean? Yeah, roll it. Akon ain't got his hair transplants to the eye or whatever, so you could take his word for it. But hey, we'll judge him after we listen to him.
Some talk.
Akon good, but a nigga don't want to hear that shit from Akon. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. You know what I mean? Big Meech got to come out like a man and say that shit by itself, bro. All the not saying shit and not responding to the allegations that 50 Cent. Look, unfortunately, Big Meech was in jail for 20 years. Yeah, he was in jail for 20 years. Prison for 20 years. Got out. Hey, who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe he didn't know how deep the beef was between 50 Cent and Rick Ross. But come on, bro. If we being honest and we thinking like a crime lord, a drug lord, you know what I mean? Crime boss. You do all the homework on the person that you getting in business with. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. When you get in business with somebody, you've done your homework and you know who to fuck with and who not. You know what I mean? You know how deep those beefs are. So for Akon to come out and say this sounds like bullshit. You know what I mean? Sounds like horse shit. Has to sound like horse shit. Why? It's coming from Akon. You know what I mean? First of all, the name doesn't really breed honesty. Akon, you know what I mean? Say it again if you don't get what the fuck I'm trying to put out. The name doesn't breed honesty, fam. So take his word for it for a while. You know what I mean? Why? If we just being honest and we just being real. Take Akon's word for it that Big Meech was so clueless, he didn't know 50 was gonna get that mad. Look, bro, when he made the little videos with Rick Ross, he was doing like a little snicker, bro. He know what was gonna be what. What he didn't expect was that 50 Cent was that petty to let something ride forever. For fucking ever. You know what I mean? On top of that, all the snitch allegations, look, bro, Blue Da Vinci been talking about this shit for years. 4 years on how Meech allegedly did cuff it. You know what I mean? This ain't no new information. Now, a lot of people think 50 set this shit off. 50 was just the one with the bigger name, and once he said it, it went more viral than it already was. Blue Da Vinci already told us about Tammy Collins, you know what I mean? Ben told us about it. So we want Big Meech to come out and tell us who the fuck Tammy Collins is and why did he sign over his life rights to Tammy Collins. See, a lot of people misinterpret what's really going on. Inquiring minds want to know everything that y'all skipping around and why 50 doing this and what Big Meech thought. All that shit besides the point. The other drug lords and crime bosses want to count you out. You know what I mean? They want to count you out and count you in. That don't mean, when I say count you in, that don't mean they ever want to put no dope in his hand. That just means they want to know that the secrets that you hold within yourself about any organization has never came out. Point blank period. That's how serious this thing is. That's how serious this ain't about the fans. Everybody know. Big Meech got fans. This ain't about that. This about, can you be trusted with the precious information that you have been instilled, that has been instilled in you? You know what I mean? Point blank period. Drop it in the comments. Big Meech not knowing this, not knowing that. That's bullshit. You know everything about the person you're getting in the business with. Why? You're making money with him, and you expect to continue making money with him. So you want to know what's going to potentially fuck up that relationship down the line. Now you found your answer. It was going in big, I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover. Look, anybody want to call anybody a hoe? I don't think it's 50 Cent. I think it's Rick Ross. Rick Ross always has ulterior motives. Always has ulterior motives. And him and 50 been going at it for years. 50 done made a porno with one of his BMs. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta understand how deep this river runs before you think you could swim in it. Point blank, period. Y'all drop it in the comments. Shout out Big Meech, because I like him. What make me like him, he went from rags to riches. $1 to $1 million. You know what I mean? $1 to $1 million with no real skill but to move that dope. You know what I mean? You gotta respect that. The man did 20 years, whether he snitched or not. It don't make me no never mind. Why would it? Why would it, bro? I'm not a criminal, and I'm not getting dirty money with him. Why? I don't understand why people even care that somebody snitch, he or that. Bro, you gotta live your life like everybody is. Why? Anybody is gonna tell on you. That's my philosophy. Anybody is gonna tell on you to say they self. Just imagine somebody offering you 60 years in prison, or, man, what that nigga over there been doing? Most people gonna say, oh, I'm gonna take the 60 years in prison, I'm stiff. You have to add the little other things that come with that. Now your kids are crying, when are you coming home, daddy? Your mama already getting old, you know goddamn well you go ahead and take that 60 years. You ain't seeing your family members like that no more. No más while they're alive. You gotta understand, bro, it's things that go through people's head. When that's put on that table, they can't, man, I tell you, it's like Cameron, shout out Cameron, bro, because he just played a pot. Yeah, he ain't really snitched on nobody, but he really got shot, overpaid and fool. He ain't really snitched on nobody, though. But like he said, I tell on anybody, but I ain't telling on nobody from Harlem. Yeah, I give you them DC niggas, I give you this, that. But I ain't telling on nobody from Harlem. That's how it is, bro. Even Frank Lucas told on what he would tell on. Something like, bro. You gotta understand, you got to be real cool with these people for them to keep your secrets. And even if you are cool with these people, they still might tell it. Look, drop it in the comments, man. Whether or not Big Meech snitched, that's besides the point. But let's just not go and say, oh, he didn't know Rick Ross and 50 Cent was beefing that hard. He didn't know. He was in jail 20 years. He didn't know nothing like that. They wish they could have sat down as men and just handled the situation. Bro, everybody wished that at this point. Because you know what? It's making a show, BMF coming out, new season coming out soon. It's making a show look like, at what point is he gonna start snitching? You know what I mean? Everybody know they call him by Southwest T, but everybody wanna know, bro, at what point, how many years was it in before he started thinking that other way? Yeah, how many years was it in? Was it 5 years in, 10 years in, was it 15? If it was 18 in, I don't see it because he only did 20. So drop it in the comments. Inquiring minds just want to know some things that Big Meech, unfortunately, is going to have to come out and talk about. It's no third-person shooter type of shit. You can't send Akon to do a man's job. And when I say Akon, I'm not just talking about the rapper Akon. I'm talking about what the names mean. Akon. You can't send Akon to do a gentleman's job. You know what I mean? Why? Because he's only a fucking con. You know, point blank, period. And that's not even me trying to be funny. Look, y'all drop it in the comments. Scores from the playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.